everybody. I'm Jed Thomas alongside my partner Haley Buckles as we get set for North Dakota High School volleyball action as the Shanley Deacons prepare to take on the Fargo Davies Eagles. Well, folks, they don't get much better than this one. Two long-standing rivals battle it out right here on Shanley TV. And for more on tonight's matchup, here is Haley Buckles.
Thank you, Jed. Like you said, these is two big rival games right here. You got Davies and Shanley, two teams that have always been going at it for a long time, and I expect it's going to be a long, hard battle. I can't wait to see what's going to happen tonight.
Absolutely, Haley. Two really evenly matched teams in similar spots in the standings. As we said, big-time rivals. Should be a lot of fun to watch. For now, we're going to have to send things down to the PA announcer, but don't go anywhere, folks. We got a great game coming up in just a few minutes.
Good evening and welcome to McCormick Gymnasium on the campus of Shanley High School for tonight's Eastern Dakota Conference volleyball matchup featuring the visitors on the scoreboard, the Fargo Davies Eagles and our home team, Shanley Deacons. Shanley High School, I'd like to remind all fans that the concession stand and restrooms here are located in the conference outside the gymnasium. Also to remind all fans, smoking is prohibited on the grounds of Shanley High School. That includes the parking lot as well as all other outdoor areas. Thank you for helping us in this matter. At this time, I ask that you please rise for removal headwear as Father Charles LaCroix will lead us in prayer.
In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, amen. Father, all-powerful and ever-living God, we do well always and everywhere to give you thanks. And we thank you for gathering us together here this evening. As always, we ask you to be with us, watch over us, bless us, keep the players free from injury and harm, allow them to play to the best of their ability, reward them for their efforts tonight, and let everything we think, say, and do here this evening give you great honor, glory, and praise. We pray all this in your Son Jesus, by the power of your Holy Spirit. You are God forever and ever. Amen. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Please remain standing as we honor America with the singing of our national anthem. Our anthem tonight will be performed by Shanley students Jenna Johnson and Katie Bissett.
Don't go anywhere, folks. High school volleyball action is next after a brief word from our sponsors.
This broadcast is presented by American Family Insurance, Ken Craft Agency, Bell Bank, Butler Machinery Company, Ed's Marine and Storage, the Fargo Jet Center, First International Bank and Trust, Forum Communications, Haley's Hope, Kochman Brothers Homes, Luther Family Buick GMC, Master Construction, Moore Engineering, Netrix IT, Northern Improvement Company, Off the Wall Advertising, Robert Gibb and Sons, Sanford Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, Shields, and TCI Insurance.
Good evening, folks, and welcome back to North Dakota High School volleyball action. I'm Jed Thomas, of course, joined by my partner Haley Buckles, as we're getting ready for what should be a fantastic game between the Shanley Deacons and the Davies Eagles. And you know, Haley, can you tell us who should be some of the names we're watching for in tonight's game?
Well, I would like to start out on the Shanley side of the ball. I think some key players we're going to watch tonight is number 11, Julia Vetter, a senior, a setter. She's having a great season this year. She's doing a fantastic job, having great sets to her outside hitters and her middles as well. And another person from Shanley we want to watch is number 16, Grace Meyer, a 11th grader, a junior, really coming into herself and being able to get out there and play well at varsity. She's doing fantastic this year, having great power, good kills, and good vision on the court as well. And we're going to look on the Davies side of the ball. We got to talk about Avery Meyer, a fantastic libero. She's doing a great job getting those balls up this year, having a good job digging them up. And Madison Langley, a 10th grader. I believe this is her second year starting as well, and she's an outside hitter, and she's got some serious power behind that ball.
All right, well, definitely some names to watch out there. Yeah, you mentioned a few that I think we're going to be calling a lot here tonight.
Yes, I believe so.
And, you know, one thing that makes this game even bigger, you know, take away the fact that these are two big rivals, and you've still got the fact that they are right next to each other in the standings in the EDC. Fargo Davies right now is tied. They're in a four-way tie for first place in the East. And the Deacons are a half game behind them in a tie for second place in the East. And so if Shanley can win tonight, they will move up into that first place position in the East and put Davies in the second spot. So, you know, you put the rivalry out there, you put the standings out there, and there's just so much riding on this game tonight.
Yes, there is. There's so much riding on both sides of the ball. Just for Davies to be able to keep that number one spot and have it, you know, locked in, and for Shanley to be able to get back, you know, get that number one spot that they want for the EDC going into the state tournament eventually.
We are hitting that midway point in the season where, you know, the top teams really start to differentiate themselves from the rest of the state. It's where you see who are the contenders and who are the pretenders, as you might say. And so this could really be one of those games to see, you know, who's on top in the East.
I believe it is going to be one of those games. You can already hear the energy from the Davies fans getting into it, and the Shanley fans are starting to get into it right now. There is a lot riding on this game, and everyone in this gym knows that already. So I got a feeling it's going to be a hard battle up front, and it's going to be a great game to watch tonight.
For sure, no lack of energy here tonight in McCormick Gymnasium. All right, we are just about ready to get things underway here, ready to start our first set. Starting a little late as the JV game ran long, but we're happy you stuck with us here. It is not a game you want to miss.
No, it is not, Jed.
All right, so the Eagles will start things off serving. And starting things off will be number 11, Kenzie Langley for the Eagles.
Kenzie Langley is actually a twin to Madison Langley as well.
All right, so with that, we're underway as Heinrich will push that one over for the Deacons. Got a quick set, and then a spike on the outside, nicely handled by Payne. Vetter sets the spike from Meyer, and it is just in there for the early kill for Shanley.
She had amazing court vision to be able to hit that all the way across on the other side of the court and get that ball in on the inside of the red line. That was great job by Grace Meyer.
Really picking her spot there. And now back to serve is Hadley Huber for the Deacons. It's a long serve from Huber. Handled nicely, the set, then the spike, that time from Terry. It's going to go off, it's going to go off of a basketball hoop up in the ceiling and out of bounds, but it was last touched by a Deacon.
You got to give credit. Great job for Strump being able to, you know, maybe get over there and see if she can get a hand on that ball, get it back and play.
So it's Madison Langley on the serve here. Low one taken by Huber. Set, spike from Berg. And that one will go out of bounds off an Eagle. 2-1 in favor of the home team.
That's a hard ball to be able to control, especially trying to get that first initial pass. When you have Berg coming down with a lot of power she has in her swing, bringing that down hard.
Absolutely. Sierra Berg, one of the best front court players really in the whole East. She's got a lot of power and a lot of accuracy.
Yes, she does.
Meyer serving. It's a low one, and it's a bit low that time as it goes into the net.
You got to get those over the net. You know, missed serves and stuff like that can be a real, you know, key in between these games. You know, point here, point there.
Oh, no doubt. Yeah, in a close game like this, every point matters. And when you hurt yourself with plays like that, it's always tough, as that could be the difference later on.
Yes.
Early game jitters, though, would be my suspicion in such a big game. And, oh, man, Sierra Berg just unloads on that play, making it 3-2.
I don't see no jitters in Sierra tonight. Man, she's had 2 kills already, and they both have been powerful.
Absolutely not, Haley. She is a senior, a leader for this team, and as you said, no jitters for Berg so far. Ball tipped at the line, Stroup there to get it. Vetter gonna set up, Berg spikes, but it's nicely played that time by Byer. Byer now will send it over for the Eagles. Huber receives, Stroup sets, Berg spikes, it's tipped, but it's still going. Byer sets this one up, it's a little poke at the net, doesn't quite make it over. Deacons right on top of it. Ball sent over, Huber receives, Stroup sets it up. Vetter trying to finish things off, but still no. A great dig that time from Room. Finally, that ball will fall, though, and it will be Deacon point. 4 hits is the call.
Great volley there. That was fantastic to watch. And you got to give credit to Avery Byer. She was prepared for that ball when Sierra hit it right away. She had a great dig initially.
Absolutely. Byer not intimidated by the strong play of Sierra Berg early on here. Spike from Berg, taken. Vetter puts it over, though, or excuse me, it's Payne. And that'll make it 5-2. Riley Payne just picking her spot that time.
And Payne being a sophomore playing up in that front row. And you see how high she jumped up when to get that ball? She did a fantastic job there.
Front court for the Deacons is always a strong suit. This year is no exception. They look great once again. Nice dig from Byer. The set, then the spike on the outside. Oh, what a cannon. Hope Rumpf that time.
That was amazing. Great setup overall by Davies. Great pass, good set, having it right there close to the net for her to be able to get good contact with that ball and bring it down.
Low ball taken by Stroup. Vetter sets it up. Payne pokes it over. Nicely handled, though, by Langley. Ball spiked, tipped at the line. Heinrich able to keep it up for the Deacons. Stroup sets it up for Berg. And it's tipped and will fall on the Davies side, making it 6-3 in favor of Shanley.
Looked like a little confusion there on the Davies side, trying to see where the ball was landing, and not a lot of communication maybe getting out there to see if they can get it.
Berg serving, low serve, but it had a lot behind it. Now from the outside, that ball tipped at the line from Solberg. Payne gonna send it over. Payne's ball, though, handled nicely by Langley. Volley back and forth off the arms of Heinrich. Stroup tracks it down. It's tapped over by Huber, but we're still playing from a nice play by Langley. Solberg's ball taken by Heinrich. Stroup sets it up. Payne spikes just in. Riley Payne with another really nice kill early on in this game.
Deacons hitters are having a great job of being able to find, those gaps and openings in the defense. Good vision overall by the Deacons right now.
Long ball from Berg. Byer is there. Solberg sets it up. Langley puts it over. Huber tipped. Heinrich receives. Stroup sets, and then Vetter sends it over, but it's out of bounds.
That was a great play overall by Deacons. Good setup, great set, but just, a little miscommunication there at the end. It kind of looked like she mistimed her jump a little bit, missed it, but no, I think Julie's going to shake that off, and she'll be out at the outside position again, hitting harder.
So will be Eagle ball in the meantime, though. 7-4 lead in favor of Shanley. Serving is Keeland. Keeland's ball taken by Stroup, set by Vetter. The spike from Huber is blocked. Huber puts it over, but she taps the net that time, and that'll cost the Deacons the point.
Just a little bit in the net by Huber. Not a crazy big deal, but like we said earlier, the point here, point there can be a key in a big game like this.
Something to look at for Shanley right now. They have 3 sophomore players out there. Don't be fooled, though. These are some very, very good sophomores out playing for Shanley.
Very athletic.
And that ball from the Eagles looked a little far, and they'll say it was just in. It was a close call.
And that was Madison Langley, another key person we're going to have to watch tonight. Did you see the power she had behind that ball and how fast it went down?
Absolutely. Langley flashing some serious power on that play. Vetter sets it up. It's a little tap from Huber. And Huber able to fool the Eagles to get the ball back and slow that momentum up.
Huber went right back at Langley. Langley came back behind the 10-foot line, and she just poked it right over, and it went right down right there.
Nice heads-up play from the sophomore. Payne on the serve. It's a low one, taken nicely by the Eagles. The spike, though, into the net that time from Saliqua. 9-6 now the score. Payne continues to serve. A nice dig that time, but it's not enough as the Deacons are right there to put it back. Taylor Wills had a heck of a play, but Shanley was on top of that ball.
Great job by Meyer to have her heads up and get up and have a hand right there to put the ball back down, even though it was coming over from a longer pass.
Payne with a longer serve that time. Wills right there. Langley sets it up to her sister, and that's received by Payne off the light fixture and out of bounds. A lot of power on that shot from Langley.
I believe that one was actually Grace Solberg, a 9th grader, outside hitter.
A lot of power then from the 9th grader.
Yes, it was.
We talked about the youth of Shanley, but Davies also with some very good younger players.
I think the upcoming years, they got some good players maybe coming up.
No doubt for both squads.
Yes.
Heinrich receives, Straub sets, Meyer spikes, it's blocked, but Huber right there to make the play. Huber there once again, but it'll go out of bounds, and that'll make it 10-8 in favor of the Deacons.
That was a good battle up front. Both of them were having good blocks here and there, and, eventually Davies just ended up getting the ball.
Saliqua serving. Softer serve, just kind of a lob up there. Heinrich not fooled, though. Huber sends it over. It's tipped at the line. Now Langley going to play it to her sister, and Madison Langley absolutely kills that ball, but it appeared to go out of bounds, and I believe that's the call on the court as well. It was close, but I do think it was the right call.
I think the Davies coaches probably want to get a tip call maybe from the refs, see if there's some contact up on the front line.
Looks like she will not get it, though.
No.
So
it looked out from up here, but
not sure about the tip, though.
That's right.
So Vetter now serving for Shanley. Her ball taken by Saliqua. Set from Langley. The spike from her sister. And it's out of bounds off of Manuel. And boy, if you're Olivia Manuel, not sure what you're supposed to do in that situation. There's just too much on that ball.
That was, I don't even have words. It was so fast.
And this connection between the Langleys, Kenzie Langley is really setting that ball up very nicely for her sister Madison right now. It's a great 1-2 punch for the Eagles.
It's like that twin duo. They both have the same brain, same power and everything.
Maybe, Haley. They certainly appear to be on the same page in this game.
Yes, they do.
12-9. The score in favor of the Deacons after that serve goes out of bounds. Hadley Huber is back to serve. Mid-range ball from Huber. Saliqua, nice job getting to it and getting the dig. Set from Vetter, spike from Straub, tipped at the line. Saliqua keeps it in play, but they'll give it to the Deacons, and they'll call a lift on the Eagles.
That's a really hard ball to get for Saliqua, to get up there and jump and be able to get good contact with the ball without getting a lift.
13-9 now the score. Hadley Huber continues to serve. Huber's ball taken by Byer. The set, then the spike from the outside. A great dig by Huber to keep it alive. Vetter tries to catch the Eagles sleeping. It won't go, though. That ball from Terry, then taken by Meyer. Set by Vetter. The spike from Berg, but Byer's right there for the Eagles. Spike from Terry is blocked at the line. She puts it back up in the air. Set by Langley. Madison Langley on the spike. Huber there once again. The set, then the spike from Meyer. Up into the rafters, and it'll fall for the Deacon point.
Great job by Grace Maurer to show off her power, not be scared to take on those blockers. She went up, had great timing, and good contact with the ball.
And now look at this. After a couple plays go the way of the Deacons, the Eagles are forced to take a timeout here. And Haley, your thoughts on this timeout? Do you think it's a good timeout taken here by Davies? And what do you think they're doing with this timeout? I
think it is a good timeout, to take it right now and try to maybe calm the girls down a little bit. You are the #1 team in the East, and it's 14-9 right now. You expect a little bit closer game, especially from Davies, thinking to come out here and all this. Even though Shanley, the fans are getting at it right now. The momentum's with them. They're playing fantastic. Great movement on the court, fast and strong. It's going to be very hard to see how the Davies react to this.
Hey, as you said, Haley, I think you really got the right idea there, just trying to calm down some nerves early on in a big game. You also mentioned you're in a hostile environment, hostile crowd. That's also a big factor here. it's still a pretty tight game. You know, the Eagles only trail by 5, so maybe this timeout is the breather they need to get back in it.
Yes, and Davies has had great defense so far. Avery Bart getting some balls up, not scared of Sierra, not scared of Berg. She's been doing really well, actually.
All right, so after that timeout, the Deacons are still serving. It's Hadley Huber. Byer receives the set, then the spike that time from Terry. And hey, maybe that timeout was what they needed as Terry puts that one in a hole in the Deacon defense.
That was a very fast point by Davies, playing smooth and efficient right there. That was good.
So 14-10, now the lead for Shanley. Back to serve for the Eagles is Madison Langley. Low serve from Langley, a lot behind it, and Meyer can't get it under control. It's 14-11.
And the thing that I find really interesting, Madison Langley is only a 10th grader, and she is playing way above what it says on the sheet here about what grade she is in.
Absolutely, so much strength at such a young age. Even on her serves, they're too much to handle. You saw that time Meyer just couldn't get it under control, but there you see the risk you run putting a lot behind those serves as that ball goes out of bounds.
Grace Meyer back to serve for the Deacons.
15-11, the edge in favor of the home team. Meyer's ball taken by Byer. Gonna have to chase that one down. Kenzie Langley gets there. The spike then from Solberg is close, but it's out of bounds.
Great serve by Meyer to be able to put it back in a difficult spot for Byer to be able to read to tell if it's going in or out.
Low ball from Meyer. Byer right there to take it. Set from Langley. Spike from Terry, and a great dig that time by Huber. Set, no, it's just a little push. Vetter not fooled though for Shanley. Berg hammers it, but it's saved by Langley. Madison Langley tried to put it over, but it goes into the net for the Deacon point.
Great job by the Deacons there just to have hustle and be able to dive out. And you see Hadley going out to dive out and get that dig.
Mid-range ball from Meyer. Byer takes it. Awkward ball, tough to play, and it'll end up going out of bounds. And, you know, Haley, not much you can do there as that ball ended up in the net, and the Eagles just didn't have many options.
That's just one of those tough plays. You just kind of got to, you know, shake it off and keep going and playing hard.
Meyer back serving. It's tipped off the net, but it makes it over. Then it's sent over and received by Grace Meyer. Berg spikes, tipped at the line. Byer going to track this one down for the Eagles. Langley spikes, trying to go cross court. Meyer kept it going though for Shanley. It's off the lights and taken nicely by Berg. Payne will put it over.
Deacons.
And now the set, the spike from Terry. And despite a nice effort from Shanley, the Eagles are able to come away with the point there. It's 18-12 now, and Davies is serving.
Great job by the Eagles. You know, you saw the Deacons coming off that ball off the rafters, actually, the lights, and Davies being able to hit it and poke it into the back corner.
Byer's serve will be taken by Huber. Just about let that one get past her. Berg spike tipped at the line, set from Langley, and then Terry tried to poke it over, but we got a whistle, and a double hit is the call.
Looked like a double hit up in the front row. I couldn't tell you who it was on, but like I said, the little things can be a key to a big game.
Strauss serve, Byer, what a play, and then Terry keeps it alive. Or excuse me, I think that's Salekwa. And now Berg will tip it over.
Look at that.
And so a fantastic defensive play by the Eagles, unfortunately, does not lead to points. And so now it's 20-12 in favor of Shanley, and the Eagles have to take another timeout.
On that previous kill by Sierra, she actually was going up to try to hit it with her right hand, but the ball was a little long, and she actually just poked it over with her left. Great awareness by the senior to be able to come out and do that.
Yeah, fantastic adjustment that time, and it ends in points for Shanley. So 20-12, an 8-point lead here for the Deacons in game number 1. And, you know, Haley, I think this is a bigger lead than most people would have expected.
Yeah, I expected a little bit of a closer game as well myself. But like you said earlier, being in, you know, the opponent's home, being here, you got fans and students, everyone's here. Very difficult to play with that.
And as you say that, though, Haley, the cheers you hear in the background are coming from the Davies side of the gymnasium. So don't be fooled. Just because we're in Shanley's home gym does not mean they hold a complete advantage crowd-wise, as the Eagles have traveled very well.
And there the Deacons responding to the Davies fans already.
And so back to serve is Jordan Straub for Shanley. Straub's ball going to be taken by Solberg. The set, then the spike, played great by Huber that time. Langley going to set this one up. Saliqua's ball blocked at the line, and then Vetter will put it over. Byer sets, Rumpf on the outside. Right there, though, again is Huber. Straub going to set it up for Berg. A great play by Byer to keep it alive, but the Eagles run out of hits that time. 4 hits will cost them, but man, Avery Byer trying everything out there.
Avery Byer did a great job. That ball actually came off and hit her in the face, and she played it fantastically.
Not much more she or the Eagles could do there. Like I said, they just ran out of hits. Byer with another great play, but that one will go underneath the net. And so it's 22-12. Berg gets credit for the kill.
Byer is playing fantastic right now, diving to get those balls and not being scared to take on those hits from Grace Meyer and Sierra Berg.
Straub still serving. Solberg takes it. Langley sets. And then Solberg, an awkward hit, but it makes it over. Just about fooled the Deacon defense. And then the spike from Berg is tipped out of bounds. And so it's 23-12 in favor of Shanley.
Straub still serving.
The junior has been a key weapon for Shanley this season.
Yeah, and she's brand new to this team as well. This is her first year playing varsity for the Deacons.
And that ball off the face of Huber, and a whistle and a lift is the call. And so an unfortunate play there for Shanley, but they still hold a 10-point edge.
That's a difficult ball to be able to handle.
No doubt, Haley. Huber, as you saw there, just kind of took it off the face, as we saw happen to Byer earlier. And like you said, difficult to play, not much you can do. Vetter will send it over for Shanley. Byer receives. Langley sets. Saliqua tries to fool the Deacons, but Natalie Heinrich is right there. Vetter taps it over, but a violation on Shanley will make that a Davies point. 23-14 now the score.
There was a little under the net violation by Straub coming over, and she tried to get that set. She went under the net by about 1.5 feet, and the refs called it, and that's game.
Heinrich to Huber, but it doesn't work. Ball went awkwardly off of Heinrich, trying to make a difficult defensive play. And look at this, 23-15, Davies attempting a comeback right now.
They're slowly making their way back.
Serve from Wills, taken by Heinrich. Straub able to track it down after a miscommunication by the Deacons, and then Berg just could not quite get to it. Not sure what happened there. Jordan Straub had to sprint out of position to find that ball for Shanley.
That pass looked like it was a little long and to the left, so it was very difficult for the setter to come back up and get that ball.
Low ball, Heinrich right there. Straub gonna set it up. Payne spikes, but the Eagles keep it alive. Solberg tried to tip it at the line, but Vetter got there first for the kill. 24-16.
Great head-up play by Vetter to see that ball coming over at very high, right above the net, and Vetter being able to jump up and put that down.
Sierra Berg back to serve.
And here come the cheers for the final point.
Potentially the final point. We'll see what the Eagles have to say
That's
about
right.
it, though. And it is not.
Just like that.
24-17, Saliqua gets the kill. It's a tough hole to dig out of, but Davies appears to be up to the challenge right now.
Davies is not scared. They're not going to back down, even if they are have a little, a little down in the points.
Keelan serving. Straub takes it. Vetter going to set it up. Now Payne comes in on the spike. Ball played by Wills. It was a tough one. And Langley will try to put it over. Looked like it was going to be blocked, but it falls on the Shanley side. 24-18 now.
The Davies are coming back, and they're looking good, too.
Davies showing some signs of life here. Really shown improvement from earlier in this game. Short ball from Keelan. Heinrich right there. Vetter trying to get it back in the field to play. Huber will just have to push it over. Langley sets it up. Saliqua spike. She's blocked. Eagles able to get it over on a nice play from Wills, though. Huber has to tap it. Right there, though, is Keelan. Then a little push. Heinrich there for Shanley, though. Langley sets it up. Saliqua pushes. Straub receives. Vetter going to set it up. Huber with a tap. Madison Langley there, though. Langley to Langley, but the spike is out of bounds. And it'll be Deacon point, and set number 1 belongs to Shanley. Haley, your impressions after the first set of action so far?
Well, I thought it was actually a great game. A good battle in between both teams, Davies and Shanley. Davies doing a great job and setting up Madison Langley, the 10th grader, coming out and playing fantastic tonight. We talked about her being, a big key for the Davies, that outside hitter, possibly having a lot of kills tonight. And then we got to talk about, Shanley. Great job on defense. You got to look at Hadley Huber and Natalie Heinrich in the back row. They're getting those good digs, setting up those initial passes to get those great kills that we got by Sierra Berg and Grace Meyer.
Yeah, as you said, Haley, ends up being 25-18 in favor of Shanley, but we saw a lot of good things from the Eagles, and I think that'll carry over to this second game. I think we're going to see a closer game number 2 than we did at game number 1.
I believe we'll see a closer game as well. And, the coaches on the coaching staff on Davies' side is probably talking to him saying, you did play a good game. You had a couple points here and there that, didn't go the right way, and that's just the way the game goes. And for Shanley, they did a great job, actually. Great job both on the defensive side and on the offensive side. I hope they carry this over into the second set.
All right, we'll see what the second set has in store. For now, though, folks, we want to take a minute to remind you that Shanley TV is made possible in part by the Shanley Athletic Club and their generous members. Check out their website today at shanleyathletic.com to learn how your membership contributes to Shanley TV, the Deacon Den, and many other student-athlete needs. While you're there, be sure to renew your annual membership by clicking the Join Now button or become a member if you're not one already. It's easy to become a member, and anyone can join. So sign up today. The Shanley Athletic Club, taking Deacon athletics to a higher level. So about a minute 20 left to go here before we start game number 2. And Haley, any thoughts here before the second game gets started?
Not really. Not the ones that I've already brought up today already. Like, the atmosphere in here is something I want to keep expanding on, because you got the roller coaster going on by the Deacons fans and people actually falling down. Oh, no, wait. It looks like it's the party to the Red Sea.
Yeah.
Moses partying the Red Sea at Shanley here.
Folks, unfortunately, we did not get that one for you on camera. It's a red out theme for the Deacons, though, and a student dressed as Moses has just, quote-unquote, parted the Red Sea. So, I guess when you're at a Catholic school, you never quite know what to expect.
That's right, Jed. That's right.
All right, so as we said, though, the crowd really fired up, and now you hear the Eagles fans responding to that display of energy from Shanley's side. In these big rivalry games, in these close games, you just really get a great reaction from the crowd, and that's exactly what we're seeing right now.
Yes, it is, Jed. Start of the second set, I believe it is going to be Davies that are going to be starting with the ball, serving to the Deacons. It appears that we are having a little confusion here on who is taking the opening serve into the second set. And to correct myself, it is the Deacons taking the opening serve. Vetter back to serve over to the Davies. And here we go, beginning the second set. The serve by Vetter. Set, and this, quick little poke over by there. We got Payne, Meyer. Looks like it was 4 touches by Deacons. Point goes over to the Davies. We have a rotation coming in, and it appears that it is going to be Rumford coming in for the Davies, back to serve. The serve. Good pass by Heinrich. Set by Vetter. Out of bounds.
And so nice start here for the Eagles, up 2-0 now over the Deacons. Really starting to carry that momentum from game number 1 over. Haley, I thought they finished that first game a lot better than they started it, and I think that's continuing right now into this second game.
Yes, I believe it is carrying over into the second game. It's like we just discussing right there. There was a great kill by the Deacons coming over and having that ball come down.
So 2-1 now the score in favor of the Eagles. Shanley gets their first points here of the second game, and Hadley Huber is serving for the Deacons. Ball received by Saliqua. It's going to be a tough one to play, and it'll fall out of bounds. So that's going to make it 2-2 just like that. Shanley tying things up.
That is a difficult ball to be able to handle on the defensive side for Davies. It's got a fastball coming straight low over the net. Very difficult to be able to get that initial pass down.
Hadley Huber back serving. Saliqua is going to receive the set from Langley. Then the spike at the line by Terry is blocked. Saliqua able to
Great
get back
save.
to the Langley going to set it up. Byer sends it over. Better sets. Berg spikes. And Berg kills.
Berg showing off that power and being able to see the gap in the defense that she's been doing all night is fantastic. Berg is being a big key for the offensive side of Shanley tonight. Can't wait to see how she plays the rest of the set.
Yeah, Haley, when you couple that vision, as you said, with that power, it's just such a dangerous package.
Yes, it is.
Saliqua receives. Set from Langley. Then the spike on the outside from Madison Langley is too much to handle. It goes out of bounds off the Deacons.
Just like a little miss pass by Huber, nothing too big, but earlier, like we said, it is 3-3 already. That is 1 point that you kind of have to get down and be able to get that initial pass.
So Madison Langley is back to serve. Last time she was serving, it ended with her putting one out of bounds. We'll see if she can rein in those serves here. Excuse me. Straub spikes, and that one off the arms of Langley as she collides with Saliqua. Almost a disaster there for the Eagles, but they do a great job saving it as Berg spikes, and it is just in apparently, or no, okay, it was tipped.
At the front line there by the Davies.
All right, I was going to say that would not have been a great call, but yeah, the tip there.
It was a tip. And like you said, there was an actual collision down there on the defensive side for Davies trying to get that ball.
They did
a miscommunication.
Nice job recovering from it, but in
Yes,
the end,
they
no,
did.
could not win that point. As Solberg puts that ball into the net, 5-3.
It's a tough set to be able to come down and see if you can get contact with that ball. It's a low set, very difficult to get.
Right, a couple of early errors here from the Eagles after a really strong start. Myers' ball received by Byer. The set, then the spike from Terry. She goes cross court, but it's too much and it's out of bounds. 6-3 now the score.
She's really got to be able to control that power and use some of that vision to be able to see where the gaps are in the Shanley side. And Shanley's doing a great job at staying apart from each other and kind of keeping each gap in the floor there full.
Solberg's ball is blocked, but it falls on the Shanley side. They were able to get their hands up on it, but they could not take it from there. And so it's 6-4 now. Eagles getting the ball back.
Avery Byer back to serve, a key player for the defensive side of the Davies team.
Low ball from Byer. Huber right there to take it. Strout gonna set it up. Payne spikes right there again, though, is Byer. Langley over to Solberg. She's blocked. Gonna have to put that one back over to Langley. The set and then a little push over, and it will be in for the Eagles.
Good job by the Eagles being able to come up there and not be scared of the pure height advantage that that Shanley has right now with Berg and Payne up there up front right now.
So 6-5 our score, just a 1-point game right now as Byer's ball is going to be taken by Heinrich, set by Straub, spike from Berg. Langley able to keep it alive, and Saliqua will give back to Byer. Push from Byer, handled by Huber, set, then the spike from Payne off the hands of Langley and out of bounds.
The 10th grader, Riley Payne, coming out and playing fantastic tonight. We've talked about her a lot up front row, and she is showing it off with not only her vertical being up there to get that ball and not being scared to take on those front blockers from Davies.
Absolutely. Sometimes the other members of the Shanley front court can be overshadowed by such a dominant presence like Sierra Berg, but Riley Payne has really had a great game herself here tonight.
Yes, she has.
Solberg's ball going to be taken by Heinrich, set from Straub. Berg taps it over. Not fooled, though, is Solberg. Langley sets. Saliqua is blocked.
And Payne there again, like what I just talked about. She is not scared to be able to take on those hits. She was up there, jumped up, and had perfect timing to get contact with that ball and have a great block.
8-5, the crowd really getting into it now. Straub's ball taken, set by Langley. The spike is blocked that time from Roomfa. Set, Langley tries it, but it's into the net.
That previous block was actually by Sierra Berg, and Payne was there as well. And those two up front is a very scary combo right now. I can tell Davies is having a little issue being able to get some confidence to try to see if they can get through that.
9-5. Straub puts it over, receives, set by Langley. Then the spike from Solberg. Right there is Huber, though. Straub sets it up for Berg. Her ball off the arms of Langley and out of bounds.
Great setup overall by Deacons, being able to come out. Great pass, great set to Sierra. Sierra getting good contact with that ball and hitting it, not being scared.
Jordan Straub continues to serve. It's a 10-5 lead for Shanley. Langley puts it over. but into the net that time. It doesn't make it over, and the Deacons are rolling right now.
The Deacons up 11-5 in the second set, and a timeout taken by Davies. Jed, what do you think that Davies got to be talking about right now in the huddle?
You know, Haley, if I'm the Eagles, I'm just trying to recapture the form they started this second game off with, because, you know, it was really close to begin with. They took a small lead at the beginning, but it was still a lead, and all of a sudden, kind of in the middle of this first set, they've really just started to fall apart. Obviously, we know the Eagles are capable of playing Shanley close. We know they're capable of winning a set here,
yes,
no doubt about it. But, you know, I think it's a couple of things right now for them. I think it's still jitters in a big game. I think it's playing in a hostile environment. And also, you know, you're just playing a really good Shanley team. That's the other thing about it. Two good teams playing right now, but the Deacons just have the edge. They're getting the bounces, and that's the difference.
Just like that, we keep going back to those points about, you know, playing in a hostile environment, you know, those big game jitters you got to get out, and I think the Davies are struggling with that right now, not only in the up front row, but in the back row as well. But Avery Byer, I don't think she's having any jitters tonight. She's playing fantastic.
Yeah, Byer really has been a bright spot for the Eagles. Vetter takes that ball for the Deacons. Straub sets it up. Payne tried to just kind of go with the tap there. She had the right idea, but did not quite get enough behind it as it falls back on her side.
Great vision if you watched on film there. You could see the little gap that she was actually trying to go for, but she just didn't get enough of that ball to be able to get it over. Be a little more under it.
And now Wills will check in for the Eagles. She'll be serving down 5 right now in game number 2. Strong serve from Wills. Heinrich takes it. Straub gets it over to Berg. Berg with the tap taken by Byer. Set then a little push there from Solberg. On top of it, though, is Vetter, who gives over to Berg. Byer receives the set, then the spike. And it's too much that time for the Deacons. Saliqua, not a lot of power, but great accuracy. And she's able to come away with a point there for the Eagles.
And that's right. And accuracy is key to a big game like this. You don't need to have big power, but if you can have accuracy at a given time for those tip balls, you can't worry about any points.
And a ace that time for the Eagles. Just really a perfect serve by Wills. Not really sure what happened to Shanley that time. Wills, as I said, with just kind of a perfect serve.
Oh, it was a perfect serve. She hit it just perfect enough to where it was hard for Huber and Heinrich to be able to see if it was going to stay inside or outside that line.
Heinrich receives, Straub sets, and then Vetter spikes, but there's too much behind it. And it's out of bounds, 11-9. And, you know, after that timeout, the Eagles looking a lot stronger here.
Would have been a lot of motivation from the coaching staff in that Davies huddle telling them, you know, maybe calm down a little bit. You know, you've been in this situation before. You can play well.
Will's ball taken by Straub, set by Vetter, then the spike from Berg. Byer right there, though, for the Eagles. Langley sets, Solberg spikes, and she is blocked.
Front.
Wow. Vetter and Payne, I believe, combined for that block. And, oh, man, Eagles really just got stuffed there.
Yes, they did. And, you know, right when the Eagles are just about to gain a little confidence and getting up, see if they can get some kills up front row. And, you know, Payne and Vetter getting up there and being able to show off their vert and get that good block.
So Shanley does have the ball back, but their lead a lot smaller now. And Saliqua trying to make it even smaller as her ball's taken by Heinrich. Straub sets, Vetter spikes. Byer right there, though, for the Eagles. Solberg's ball is blocked. Byer there to take it, though. The set, then the spike from Saliqua. Blocked once again. This time it's Payne and Huber.
The sophomore duo up front showing off that they are not scared to play at this varsity level and being ready to take on those blockers. Great job by them.
And that play really energizing the Shanley fans right now as the Eagles are going to make a quick substitution here. The junior, Alexis McCoster, will check in. The sophomore, Solberg, will sit in her place. Not really sure, you know, perhaps the Eagles just trying to get a little more veteran experience in here in a tough spot. And wow, Saliqua, yeah, buries that one. And we've talked a lot about Avery Byer and the way she's played for Davies. But how about the senior, Winnie Saliqua? She's been lethal up front.
Yes, she has. And not only she's been lethal on offense but defense, being up there. And she has blocked Berg and Payne a few times tonight as well. She's having a fantastic night up front.
13-10. It'll be the Eagles' ball. Keelan serving. It's a long serve. Heinrich there to take it. Straub sets it up. Payne spikes. And that ball off the arms of Keeland and out of bounds, 14-10.
That was a great play by the Deacons. Great pass initially and a good set. And it was perfect contact by Payne getting up there and getting a good job on that ball. And Payne back to serve for the Deacons here.
14-10, the advantage. Payne with a long serve. Wills will take it. Set from Langley. Spike from Madison Langley. And that'll be the Eagle point. A lift called against Shanley.
Our blockers, the blockers from the Deacons were actually there. They had a great height, and they actually had their hands out and ready to take it on. But Madison Langley, it's really difficult to come by with that power. And then again, St. she's only a sophomore.
Saliqua's ball handled by Manuel, set by Vetter, and then Meyer looked like she was going in for the big spike, but makes the right call there and just kind of taps it over. Terry now has her ball taken by Huber, set by Stroup, right back to Huber. That ball almost misplayed. It's still loose out there, and the Eagles trying to get that one over. Huber taps it back though, and Davies does a nice job recovering from a tough situation. Shanley though finishes that point off. Meyer gets the kill, 15-11 now the score.
Great job by Meyer, being able to stay patient and wait for that set to come to her. She did a great job being able to get up, good contact with that ball again, and bringing it down for that Shanley point.
Vetter on the serve. Eagles just about lose it, and just like that, Stroup gets the kill for Shanley.
The new addition to the Shanley team, Jordan Stroup, she's playing fantastic this year.
Vetter's serve taken by Saliqua, set by Langley. Spike from Madison Langley, but it's out of bounds. 17-11 now the score in favor of Shanley.
Vetter up to serve for the Deacons.
Low ball from Vetter, taken by Saliqua. The set by Langley. Terry on the spike, almost blocked at the line. Heinrich gonna set it up now for Stroup, and Stroup just kind of mistimes the jump. And the ball goes off of her arm and into the net.
Yeah, it kind of just looked like she got a little lost when the ball came over and mistimed it and maybe didn't see the ball quite right.
Just kind of one of those mental errors there. Not really sure what happened there.
Don't really know.
Still a nice run by the Deacons nonetheless, 17-12 the
Yes,
score.
it is.
Meyer spikes, but it's blocked at the line by the Eagles. Terry pushes it back over. Vetter gonna set it up. Oh, a nice set and an even better kill from Stroup. So Jordan Stroup quickly redeems herself.
Yes, she does, and she's showing off her power again up front on the outside, on the right side position. Being able to get up and hit that ball right straight on into the blockers, not trying to go a line or across them, straight through them.
Huber serving, nice dig from Saliqua. Langley sets it up, and that ball spiked into the net by Ruth.
Great set by the Deacons here. They are playing fantastic in this second set right now.
Huber's serve, handled by Saliqua once again. Langley sets it up. Terry spikes. Great play by Vetter to keep it alive, but the Deacons cannot continue that nice defense at the net.
Great save by Vetter, being able to get one hand out there and get a good touch on that ball, and she actually had control of it enough to bring it back in.
Back to serve for the Eagles, Madison Langley. We know the kind of power she's got. We'll see what she does with it on the serve. Long serve. Looked like it was maybe going out of bounds. Tough call, though. And Meyer tried to play it. Ends up being an ace, though, for the Eagles.
That's a very difficult ball to read. It appeared that it was going out from up here in our position up at the booth, but out there on the court, it's hard to tell.
For sure. So Langley will continue to serve. This one a bit shorter. Huber takes it. Vetter sets. Berg spikes it. Oh, man. Sierra Berg lowers the hammer once again, and that makes it 20-14.
She is absolutely dangerous up front. When the ball is, and it's a perfect set to her like that, I would say 90% of the time, that ball is going to be a point.
Probably not too far off there, Haley. Meyer's ball will get the set from Langley, and then a spike from Terry. Stroup trying to keep it alive. Again, not much she can do there. Not a lot of real estate to work with. It's 20-15 now. Excuse me. So back to serve now for the Eagles is Avery Byer.
Avery Byers having a great game tonight. She is playing fantastic for the Davies team.
Yeah, no question. Defensively especially, she's been just a stud out there. And Berg once again getting the kill. Was a nice effort from Langley. She got her arm out there, but one arm is often just not enough when you're dealing with a ball from Sierra Berg.
That's right. You can't control that ball, how fast it's coming. It's going to be very difficult with one arm.
Long serve from Stroup. Now the set by Langley, the spike from Soliqua, and a bit of a miscommunication that time. Looked like Heinrich might have it. Huber came over, though, to try to get to it. And like I said, I think just a miscommunication in the backcourt for the Deacons.
And that's right, Jed. I kind of agree with you. Miscommunication. Natalie's got to be able to yell out that it's going to be her ball and be prepared to take it.
Serve taken by Heinrich at an awkward angle. It'll end up in the ground. So now it's a 4-point game, 21-17 in favor of the Deacons. Shanley got to try to get the ball back here, try to put this game away.
That's right, and Davies kind of finding some life right now in this second set near towards the end.
Absolutely, we saw him kind of do something similar in the first set.
Oh my.
There's a kill. Alexis McCoster hammers that one home.
Alexis McCoster being a junior up the middle there. Great job being able to come up and time that ball and hit it down.
Taylor Wills is serving for the Eagles. Low ball from Wills. Heinrich receives. Straub sets. Berg spikes. And Berg is the answer the Deacons need, as Langley cannot get that one under control.
Great job by Berg, the senior, being able to, get out there and give us that point that they needed.
Berg serving now as well. That ball taken. Set by Langley. And then the spike from Soliqua off of Berg and out of bounds.
Got a game on our hands right now here towards the end.
Absolutely. Davies refuses to go away. They're down just 3 points now. It's 22-19. And back to serve for the Eagles right now is Reagan Keeland. She's had a nice night serving so far. Long ball, though, this time from Keeland. Strout gonna take it. Vetter sets. Huber spikes, and it's off of Keeland and out of bounds. That'll make it 23-19 in favor of Shanley.
Another miscommunication error by the Davies there. It looked like Byer was ready to get that ball and get a good pass on it, and Keeland came up and just had to put her hand on it, and consequently went out.
Oh, hard serve that time by Payne. Eagles have trouble responding. They're able to get it back over, though. Payne receives, Straub sets, Vetter spikes, Wills able to get there in a nick of time. Langley sets it up, Solberg spikes, but it's into the net. And that'll make it 24-19. Shanley 1 point away from going up 2 games to none.
And here come the cheers from the Deacon fans for the game point of it.
Serve from Payne. It's a hard one, played high up into the air. Langley tried to set it up. It appears to fall out of bounds on the Shanley side. And that is the call. So 25-19, the final score in game number 2. It is now a 2-0 lead for the Deacons in games. And Haley, how about this? Shanley up 2-0 right now over the Eagles.
Shanley is playing fantastic. They are efficient and clean on both sides of the ball, having great digs and great setups on the offensive side. And we look at the replay there, watching Vetter get up and be able to get that ball, that is a key to these games. It's not being scared to go up and get those balls that are just kind of floating over the net. Great job by the Deacons.
Just get a look at some of the highlights of that second game here, and there's just a fantastic play from Sierra Berg. How many times did we see that?
And a great block again from Payne here that you can see on the replay there. Oh.
Some great highlights all around, and that time that was a big-time play from Alexis McCoster. She provided some good energy for the Eagles. In that second game, it wasn't enough to put them over the edge, though. So far, Shanley has had all the answers tonight for Davies. And now, folks, we are going to take a quick minute to remind you one more time that Shanley TV is made possible in part by the Shanley Athletic Club and their generous members. Check out their website today at shanleyathletic.club.com to learn how your membership contributes to Shanley TV, the Deacon Den, and many other student-athlete needs. While you're there, be sure to renew your annual membership by clicking the Join Now button or become a member if you're not one already. It's easy to become a member and anyone can join, so sign up today. The Shanley Athletic Club, taking Deacon athletics to a higher level. Little over a minute left to go in this break between games 2 and 3. And Haley, I don't think anyone really expected Shanley to take a 2-0 lead in games here. As it's been, this was supposed to be a pretty close matchup between Shanley and Davies. Now, it's still been close, but Shanley really looking to be in control for a lot of this game here tonight.
Yes, they are. And the Deacons have been able to capitalize on when they get down into that, that 20-24 range of this game. And Davies is doing a great job as well tonight. They're doing fantastic when, they will be down by about 5 or 6 points, but they do come back in the end, though. They haven't been, I think they've only lost the sets by maybe at least 2 to 3.
Yeah, it's been fairly close. I think the issue for the Eagles mainly tonight has been they start off well, they end really well, but in the middle of these sets right now, they're kind of falling asleep and letting Shanley build up these big 7-8 point leads, and they'll get close to coming back. But at the end of the day, it is just you're not going to win if you're having to come back from big deficits in all these sets. So I think if the Eagles can just keep the middle of the game as close as the beginning and the end, it's going to be a lot closer here for them.
Yes, I agree with you, Jed, fully.
And folks, before we start this third game, we want to apologize for any buffering issues you may be having. We really apologize for those and hope to get them sorted out as soon as possible. So, ready to start off game number 3. It will be the Eagles starting things off serving. A fast start will be important for Davies. If they can build up a quick lead, get some early momentum, could be a whole different story in this third game for them.
Yes, it could be, Jed. And if the Deacons start out the way that they started in these previous games, I am not worried about anything that's going to happen for them. I think they'll play fantastic. They have played great all around defensively and offensively on this game tonight.
Absolutely. If you're Shanley, you're just looking to have another game here like games 1 and 2. You're just trying to get out of here, walk away with the win.
And to get out here 3-0 against Davies would be absolutely fantastic for the Deacons.
That would be, yes, just huge for them. We'll see if they can do it, though. Davies not going to let it happen easily. Kenzie Langley is back to serve for the Eagles to start off game number 3. And it's a low serve from Langley. Olivia Manuel there to take it. The set from Vetter, the spike from Stroup. The Eagles keep the ball alive, though. A nice tap, though, from Meyer, and that'll make it 1-0.
Great heads-up play by Meyer, like we said earlier, about being able to get those balls that are just kind of floating over above the net, and Grace being able to jump up and put that ball down.
So Hadley Huber will go back to serve now for Shanley as they hold a 1-0 edge in the very beginning of this third game. Long serve from Huber. Saliqua plays it. Langley sets, and then Madison Langley puts it over. Heinrich tried to keep it alive, but it'll end up out of bounds, and that'll make it a tie game, 1-1.
Great job by Davies to be able to come out and return back a point that fast.
Absolutely good to keep things close in the early going. Deep serve from Langley. Meyer right there. Vetter sets it up. Straub spikes. Her ball played, though, well by Langley. Ball sent over. Taken by Meyer. The set from Vetter. And then the spike from Berg is blocked, but it falls out of bounds.
Great job by Davies to be able to get up there and get some hands on that ball that Sierra was about to hit over. Sierra has great power and good accuracy, but good job by Davies to get up and get that.
2-1 edge now for Shanley. Meyer serving. Langley sets, and then the spike from Saliqua handled well by Vetter. Berg spikes, but that ball goes into the net, and we're tied now 2-2.
Got a close game on our hands here right now, Jed.
Very close. We saw this second set also start off very close. The Deacons, though, were able to go on one of those runs in the middle of the second set, and that ended up giving them the win. We'll see if Davies can stick with them for longer than the opening period here. Payne spikes. That ball taken by Byer, though. Low set. Tough to play for the Eagles. They're able to keep it alive and put it over, but then Riley Payne gets her hands up there for the block.
Payne is not going to be able to, Payne is not allowing any free or easy ball for Davies right there in the front of the row. She is going to try to get out there and get her hands in as much as she possibly can.
Mid-range ball that time by Stroup. Set from Langley. Saliqua trying to fool the Deacons with a little tap. Stroup was there to take it, though. Berg's ball is blocked, and it'll be an Eagle point.
As you see Davies coming up and actually tipping the ball over now, you can tell that he might be a little scared of the front row of there from the Deacons. You got Sierra Berg and Riley Payne, and now a little bit of Julia Vetter coming up and getting her hands up there.
Well, whatever it is, it's certainly working for them right now, though, as they are starting to stifle the Deacon front court for the first time all game. And look at that. It's a 4-3 lead in favor of Davies.
Yes, it is.
Back to serve, Taylor Wills. And it's a low serve, just scrapes over. Heinrich plays it nicely, though. Berg with the spike, Beyer right there. Langley puts it up, Salikwa taps it over. Straub with a heck of a play to keep it going. Berg spikes, Beyer there once again. Tough ball played over the net that time by Payne. Heinrich, though, gives it over to Vetter. And Beyer, once again, the stopgap for the Eagles. Long volley going on right now for both sides, but Berg will end it. Sierra Berg finds the gap in the Eagle defense.
And Berg, being that senior and using that vision that she has been able to see and build over the years of playing at the varsity level, she found that gap and hit it perfectly.
4-4 now. We got a tie game. Berg serving. It's a low serve. Barely kept alive, but it's a nice dig that time for the Eagles. Straub sets. Huber tried to tap it over, and I wonder, did Huber really get a hand on that, or did that ball just kind of fall on the Eagles side?
I really don't know, and I think Huber might have got a little bit of a hand on it, but not a lot of power behind. Just kind of missed it, but hey, a point's a point.
Absolutely. Langley sets it up. A big-time spike is blocked. Is it inbounds, though? We're waiting to see.
Difficult call here to make. The refs coming out to see if they can decide.
It looked close, and yeah, we'll see what it is. The Deacons do hold a 5-4 edge right now.
Yes, they do.
Could be a tie game, could be a 2-point lead.
That's right. Oh, they're going to call a replay, actually.
All right, so, and you know, Haley, I think that might be the first one of those I've actually called. So thank you for making that clarification, as I would have been very confused. So yes. Sierra Berg going to go back to serve now, up 5-4 on the replay.
Good serve by Sierra.
Set now from Langley, the spike from Salikwa, but right there to handle it was Payne. Payne then comes back with the kill, and Riley Payne, channeling her inner Sierra Berg on that play, just murders that ball on the near side.
And Riley Payne is having a fantastic game tonight. I think it's just, she's been watching Sierra play so much, she's ending up to look just like her. Kind of a mini version of Sierra.
Absolutely. They say success breeds success, and that's very true. When you got good players like Berg mentoring younger players like Payne, it's kind of a seamless transition, and you get a long line of good players in that front court.
That's right, Jed.
Salikwa, just a little tap over, but it's out of bounds, and now it's 8-4 in favor of the Deacons.
Good job by the Deacons here right now, being able to stay on top and keep the momentum rolling.
Deep ball from Berg, Beyer there to take it. Langley sets, McCoster tried to put it over, and it's a Deacon point. They'll call a lift on McCoster.
That set was a little bit behind McCoster. McCoster actually had to palm the volleyball and be able to get it over, and they actually called a lift on that because that is illegal to palm the ball.
It was an impressive play, though. Had it been legal, she did a nice job getting back to it.
Yes, she did.
So 9-4 now the score. It was pretty close to start things off. But you know, Haley, things really started to go the way of the Deacons once that replay was called, don't you think?
Yes, I believe it did. And that replay, those are very crucial in big games like this. If there's a very difficult call to be able to decide by the judges there, by the line judges and the head ref up front there, those replays can be a big key in games like this.
So the Eagles likely taking this time out here to just kind of regroup. As I said earlier, they've started these games well, they've ended them well, but it's been the in-between that's been the issue. And so we'll see if they can avoid going down big in the middle of this game number 3 like they did in the first 2, or if it ends up being just like games 1 and 2.
I don't know, Jed, but I think the coaching staff over there has really got to help, try to get, I still think it's kind of those big game jitters. They're coming out and they have a little bit of hesitant when they're going up to get a ball on defense. I really couldn't answer that question. I don't know.
All right, so we'll see if the timeout works for the Eagles here. Berg serving, and that ball played nicely.
Great save by Davies.
McCoster, I think, was the one who got underneath that, but it won't matter as Riley Payne once again just drills that ball.
Riley playing great tonight. And you got to give credit for Davies there. Great job to not give up on that ball and be able to get it over.
It was really,
fantastic.
yeah, an incredible job to get that ball over. I think McCoster got one arm underneath it, and then it was Langley able to push it over. But as we said, Payne ended up getting the point there for the Deacons. And a ball just on the line there will fall for the Deacons. 11-4 now the score.
And the block there was actually by Julia Vetter. Great job by the senior to get up there and get that block.
So Berg continuing to serve now as the Deacons have a 7-point lead. That serve, though, is going to fall just out of bounds. Nicely played by the Eagles. They just follow that one and let it go out of bounds.
Olivia Manuel checking in for the rotation here for Sierra Berg. We have 3 sophomores on the floor for the Deacons right now.
And we've seen that a couple other times in this game. 3 sophomores. That is a young lineup, but they are 3 very good sophomores. Hadley Huber, Riley Payne, and Olivia Manuel. Payne's ball taken by Byer. Solberg sets it up for Wills, but that's got too much behind it. It'll fall out of bounds. 12-5 now in favor of Shanley.
Great job by Manuel and Heinrich going actually tracking that ball all the way back to the line and being able to make the decision that it was clearly out.
Low serve from Payne, dug nicely by Solberg. Langley puts it back in play. Saliqua sends it over. Manuel gonna receive that ball just off the net and over. Saliqua spikes. It got a piece of the net. Payne was there to take it though. Stroup over to Vetter. Vetter almost got it. Saliqua with a heck of a defensive play though. Langley's ball off the hands of Manuel. And now Meyer trying to get the kill, and she will.
Great job by Meyer. She timed that absolutely perfect. Off the pass, not even off a set. Being able to get up and get that ball over the net. It was barely over the net, but great job by Meyer.
It had been a long volley, and Grace Meyer just decided to end it. Langley with the little tap trying to fool the Deacons. Huber right there, though, for Shanley. Payne with a great dig, but Saliqua with an even better kill.
Saliqua showing off her court vision and power there. Again, those floating balls that are very difficult to decide. She went up and was not scared and went out and hit it as hard as she could, and great job.
Saliqua has been a real offensive spark plug for the Eagles in this game. So the senior is now back to serve. We'll see if she can get her team on a run, and that's a good way to start things. She goes with the short serve, and it fools the Deacons. Heinrich just couldn't get underneath.
That was a great serve. It just went over and it floated midway through right up above the net, and it went straight down. Kind of like a knuckleball. It was really fantastic serve.
Saliqua will continue to serve. It's another short one.
The exact same serve.
And it works again. 13-8 now the score. And we talked about Winnie Saliqua being that offensive firepower, and she's really living up to that billing right now.
And Heinrich checking out, and Riley Payne coming in for her back row position right now.
Payne able to get up to this one. Vetter sets Meyer. And how's that for a response? Grace Meyer hammers that one home for Shanley.
Great job by Payne coming up and expecting that ball to be in the same position. Coming up, getting a great pass, good set, and a great kill by Meyer.
Vetter's ball received by Byer. The set, and then the spike cross court. That's going to be a kill for Terry. (14-9) the lead in favor of Shanley. Eagles will be serving though. It's Kenzie Langley back there right now. It's a low ball.
Great
received
serve
by Payne. Vetter gonna set it up. Meyer puts it over, but too much on that one.
From the beginning, that serve was fantastic. Fast, low, right over the net. Very difficult for Payne to get a handle on it right away.
So Langley will continue to serve here. Eagles down 4. Manageable deficit, but that ball's gonna go out of bounds and make it a little more difficult to come back.
Sierra Berg checking in for Hadley Huber. Appears that she's going to be playing front row in her rotation right now.
Hadley Huber is back to serve for Shanley. Byer receives. Langley sets. Terry spikes, but she's blocked. Eagles gonna try this once again, and this time it's Langley. That ball is blocked out of bounds, so it's 15-11.
Very difficult to get up and actually block that ball from Langley. As we said earlier about her power and accuracy, both a very dangerous combination.
Hard serve from Langley. Huber right there. Tough to judge. Vetter let it go, but it ended up being a little short.
Avery Byer checking in for the Davies right now.
15-12. It's a close game right now. Just 3 points separating these two teams. Langley still serving. Meyer got there, but there's just too much behind those serves right now, and it's really giving the Deacons trouble.
And Davies is doing a great job of not being, that 4 or 5 point gap right now in the middle of this set. They're doing great in keeping it between 2 or 3 points.
And if the Eagles keep rolling here, I would not be surprised to see the Deacons take a timeout. But just like that, they're going to get the ball back and have a 3-point lead once again.
Yes, they will. And Meyer going back to serve. She's having a great night. Great, powerful swing. Good vision as well. And then again, she's only a junior.
Low serve by Meyer. Byer got there, and then Payne with another kill. And Riley Payne is just making it look easy right now.
Riley Payne, one of the best games she's had in her career right now. She's playing absolutely fantastic tonight.
Without a doubt, it's just been a pleasure to watch. And how about that from Jordan Straub, keeping it alive. Huber receives now. Vetter sets it up. Berg with a little tap, and the Eagles can't keep it going. It's 18-13. Just like that, the Deacons have a commanding lead once again.
That's right, and it all starts on the serve by Grace. Great job serving right now.
Meyer will continue to serve. Byer receives, set by Langley. Solberg spikes, it's blocked, but it'll fall out of bounds. Does a nice job letting that ball fall.
Yes, it is. It's also great that they had that vision to be able to see where that ball is going in such a quick time. When you hit and that ball comes off, that block very fast.
Serving will be Avery Byer.
Avery Byer now back to serve for the Eagles. They're down 4 here, and they're also down 2 games. It is crunch time, and there is a dig from Vetter to keep that ball alive. Deacons can't capitalize, though, on a heck of a defensive play.
And Vetter did a great job of being able to come up initially to the front row and get that ball. But it ended up going out, and the point did go to Davies.
And that makes it a 3-point game now.
That's right, yes.
As Byer continues to serve. Vetter with another great dig, and this time it works. The Eagles unable to get back to that ball as Vetter sent it right back over on the dig.
Kind of looks like she mistracked the ball when it came over. She was in the right position and ready. It just ended up going right next to her in.
Straub's ball received by Langley, set by the other Langley, and then a little tap that time fools the Deacons. Once again, it's Winnie Saliqua.
Winnie Saliqua, great game tonight. She's doing fantastic up front right now.
Taylor Wills is back to serve now for the Eagles. 19-16 our score in game number 3. Wills' ball going to be taken by Heinrich, set by Straub. The spike from Payne is blocked. Straub puts it back up though. Vetter sets, Berg spikes. It's still alive though from Madison Langley. Berg sets this one up over to Straub, who goes right back to Berg on a give and go, but the Eagles continue to stay alive. Miscommunication, Langley was able to get it over though. Vetter gonna set it up, Berg spikes, it's tipped, and it's in. 20-16 now the score.
All the way back to the beginning of that set, you can see that Julia Vetter was looking over at that spot in the back right corner of the court, and Sierra Berg being able to see that and put the ball directly there. Great job.
Great work by the senior duo that time. Here's the set, then Saliqua with the kill. It won't be a kill though, that spike is blocked actually. And now a violation on the Deacons will cost them the point. That'll make it 20-17.
Looked like it was an in the net violation by Hadley Huber, trying to get up a little eager to get that block and just barely nick the net.
And now Solberg is gonna check in for Davies, and she will be serving. Mid-range ball that time from Solberg. Straub right there to take it. Vetter gonna set it up. Payne spikes. That one taken by Wills. Saliqua sends that one over. Heinrich right there. Straub sets. Vetter spikes. It's tipped and kept alive by Byer. Langley over to Saliqua. That spikes out of bounds. 21-17.
Saliqua had the right idea and then trying to go over and hit that outside corner where there was a gap in the defense for the Deacons. She just put a little bit too much on it and it went out of bounds.
Payne serving now for Shanley. Ball received by Wills, put up by Langley. Saliqua spikes, and too much on that one. Back-to-back plays there. Saliqua trying to get the Eagles back in it, but she goes too far both times. And, you know, Saliqua, not much you can say bad about her, though. She has just been fantastic for the Eagles tonight.
Oh, yeah, she has. She's been playing well up front, having some great blocks and some good kills.
And a heads-up play that time by the Eagles to let the ball fall out of bounds off the serve from Payne. Another girl who's had an excellent night here, except that's for Shanley that Payne has played so well for. Saliqua with the short serve. Heinrich not fooled this time, though. Meyer going to send it over off the set from Vetter. The Eagles, though, coming right back, and Terry gets the kill. 22-19 now the score.
Great heads-up play by Natalie to be able to come up and get that initial ball right off the serve. Great job, but Davies capitalizing on that.
Low ball from Saliqua. It is close. They will give it to the Deacons, though. Very close ball, though. So Julia Vetter now back to serve for the Deacons.
And in this position, you do want someone that has that experience, a senior right now, and trying to see if she can end this game.
Langley puts it over, blocked partially at the line, but not all the way. And so the Eagles will get the ball back.
Great job by Davies up front to be able to combat and come right off that serve and get a point directly off of it.
Back to serve for the Eagles is Kenzie Langley. Langley with a low serve. Manuel takes it, but it goes off her arms and out of bounds. Took a bad bounce. 2-point game now. Langley will continue to serve. Low serve. Stroup is there, though, for Shanley. Vetter puts it up. Meyer gets to it in time. Madison Langley put that one up. Eagles able to get it back. Great play by Manuel to keep it alive, though, for Shanley. Meyer with the little poke. That ball is still going. Saliqua over to Langley, but it's out of bounds. And now we're 1 point away.
Great job by Olivia Manuel coming off that, that missed pass initially from that serve and tracking that ball all the way to the back line and watching it go out of bounds. Great job.
So Hadley Huber is back to serve. Long serve taken that time by Rumpf. Eagles going to put it over. Huber right there, though. Vetter sets it up. Berg spikes!
And Berg with the kill to end the game.
That'll do it as Sierra Berg just hammers that one into the floorboards. And what a fitting way to end it. Kind of the way we started with Berg dominating, and she ends it on one heck of a kill.
She did absolutely fantastic. Great job by Sierra Berg, and to come down and get that final kill to end this match with the win. 3-0 by Deacons. Great job.
So Haley, not only is this a big win over a big rival, but it is also huge for the standings. The Deacons going to leapfrog the Eagles in the EDC standings. How big is this game going forward for both teams, especially when you consider that Shanley took this 3-0?
You got to look at Shanley being able to take this game 3-0. That is a big confidence booster in the East for Shanley, and for the West teams to be able to watch out and see, Davies was a great team. They had a great season, and they're doing fantastic right now. It's only middle of the season. They can still come back up and, play well and maybe get some other games on their belt. But for Shanley to take that #1 spot in the East, fantastic.
As you said, Haley, Shanley comes away with the win, 3-0. The Eagles kept it close all night, though. For tonight, though, for Haley Buckles and for our entire crew, I'm Jed Thomas. Your final score from Fargo, Shanley Deacons 3, Davies Eagles 0. To watch the archive version of this entire game and our other broadcasts, go to ShanleyTV.com. The proceeding has been a presentation of Shanley TV.